And welcome back to Death End Request. Death End Request Let's Play Episode 3. Last time we were in a middle cutscene. Last thing we asked is Sheena asked. Sorry, I was just watching Persona 5 animation. Um, but Death End, or last time, Death End. Huh. Sheena asked is, where am I? And we stopped it there in the cutscene, did a save, and ended the video. So, if you're watching these back to back, there's not really any break in the cutscenes, but here we go. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and comment down below. If you're new to the series, welcome. There'll be a link to the playlist in the description down below. My controller's not on. Oh, okay, now my controller's on.
Wake up.
And I got a new kitty in my lap. I got Biggs in my lap now. He's just a purring away. Don't know if you heard Cambria purring in the last episode. But yeah.
Wake up.
Crap. I didn't realize I fell asleep. What time is it? 3 a.m. Not even morning yet, huh? Oh.
I hate yawns. They make me yawn. Did they make you yawn?
It's been a while since I've fallen asleep in the middle of work.
What is it, Biggs?
Come to think of it, I'm starving. What do I have around here to eat?
My name is Arta Mizanashi. I'm 27 years old. I'm a programmer. If I'm not at home, I'm at work. Ebbs and flows. Each second passes just another line of code typed. When did I awake? Or when did I wake? When did I sleep? When did I start working? When did I stop? And when did I eat last? I don't ever take the time to ask myself any of these questions. Each day bleeds into the next, and no one bats an eyelash. It's all okay. I just keep on going.
A steamed melon pond. Guess I forgot to eat the lunch I bought. Delicious.
Again? You were obsessed with that bread.
Okay, not sure what's going on.
Huh?
Sorry, petting kitty. You want to go, you
The
can.
melon pond? You practically eat them for every meal. Don't you get tired of the same thing?
This is where I work. Enigma Games. A small development company where we work on software on behalf of game publishers. Much of what we do is kept under wraps by non-disclosure agreements. My coworkers here who show little care for NDAs is Samukia Tokiwa. I know I'm butchering the name. She works on a project separate from my team, but she is undoubtedly one of Enigma's top
And my
programs.
dietary habits are none of your business. I enjoy the taste, but that doesn't mean it's my favorite thing to eat. I guess I just don't have a craving for anything else. Forget that, Tokiwa. Aren't you swamped with work? Should you be hanging out with me?
Tokiwa.
Don't worry. I just finished working on a huge block of code, so I wanted to pick on you during my break. Here you go.
Whoa, take it easy. You shouldn't throw things without warning me. Oh, it's coffee. Thanks.
No problem. Huh. Looks like someone had a productive evening.
What? What makes you say that?
Your code. I can see the progress you've made on your monitor. 300 lines in one day is something to be proud of.
Hey, don't you have another project to work on or something? You can't just peek at what I'm working on over here.
Oh, loosen up. Who cares? We're both employees for the same company. As far as I'm concerned, my work can be an open book to you.
Yeah. That's why they separate us into cubicles, right? What's the real reason you're over here anyway?
I already told you. I just wanted to pick on you. Seems like our most recent spat left a good impression on you. I know you've got the skill to pull it together. But ever since she went missing, you've seemed totally disinterested in this project.
Let's drop it.
Oh, yeah. I didn't mean to reopen old wounds. I just hoped you could understand.
It's a personal problem. I just don't want to talk about it. It's not your fault, so don't worry.
That's not what I meant. You don't seem to get it, so I'll tell you as many times as you need to hear it. This isn't your fault. You shouldn't have to shoulder that burden on your own.
Right.
Hey, I just realized that bread you like so much, I mean, Sheena used to buy those from the shop downstairs, didn't she?
She did. She loved them so much. She used to buy them by the dozen for the office.
Let me guess. Before you knew it, you were hooked. Sounds like some Pavlovian training.
Huh?
What's the matter?
Pavlovian training, huh? I barely noticed.
I think everyone's entitled to slip into bad habits now and then. We just passed a year since Sheena went missing, haven't we?
Yeah. Which marks a year since the World's Odyssey project ended, too.
World's Odyssey, sometimes abbreviated as WOD for short. Enigma stacked the company's fate into developing a VR MMO program, which is short for Virtual Reality Massively Multiplayer Online Game. Much of its larger development infrastructure was put into place by a well-known corporation, Ogle Incorporated. A few years ago, the game engine that they released made headlines. It was an immersive cloud-based system known as the Alice Engine. Sheena Namoya, a fresh-faced director full of imagination and enthusiasm, helmed the project. With her and the Alice Engine confirmed, I hope the project I hopped on the project as the game's primary programmer. We set out to make something never before made, a fully realized fantasy world. However, in the middle of development, the Alice Engine began producing a series of bugs that were proving impossible to fix. To make matters worse, Sheena Namoya, our fearless director, had suddenly vanished. We had no choice but to halt development for WOD. We made it to the alpha stage of the build, but the assets were immediately frozen, and Ogle froze their funding too. We heard it all. We knew that couldn't be done. It was too much of a burden for some young girl to do by herself. I couldn't help but seethe with anger, hearing everyone shift blame onto her and whisper behind her
When things
back.
go south, it's easy to push the blame onto a newer employee, but you're beating yourself up too much for how you handled having her on your team. From my point of view, at least, you weren't that strict. I don't think she took the pressure badly either. Don't be so hard on yourself.
What the hell? Cut me open, why don't you?
It's practically written on your face. You're all, everything's my fault, or I'm so sorry, Sheena.
Leave me alone.
Hey, would you mind doing that face again?
Tokyo puffed her cheeks playfully as she pointed her fingers towards my face.
What do you mean?
Come on, just one more time. I'll stop bothering you if you make that face again.
You make no sense. Just leave me be. If you won't, then I'll just go home.
Kaboom!
Then, from out of the blue, something was thrown onto my desk.
Whoa, how about a warning first? Kind of pervy, don't you think?
Arta, I have the sample you asked for. I followed all your design specs, right? For a heroine-themed booby mouse pad.
Not right now.
Wow. Did you ask the marketing team to work on samples for this? What a turnoff. Well, I guess considering our target audience, it shouldn't surprise me at all.
I think I followed your suggestions to the T, Arta. What do you think? Does it resemble she enough?
This feisty woman is Lydia Nolan. She's Enigma's chief character designer. Her Japanese is so good that it's almost hard to believe that she's a foreigner. She's a master of the art of conversation, to the point that I can't keep up with how quickly she goes through internet catchphrases. She's a ball of passion who pours her soul into her work and her hobbies, and it certainly
Would you
shows.
quit it?
You asked for this, Arta? Don't tell me that you used Sheena as a model for the heroine.
About that.
Jeez. And you even went ahead and got the right proportions for her bust.
Ah!
It's a little too flat-chested, isn't it? Nothing that can't be fixed. Just need to add some padding over here.
Okay, good night.
Stupid Arta.
Huh?
Today was tougher than usual. At least I've got this melon pond. A message. Let's see. Spam. Stop hitting my mic. Or, not my mic, my speaker. Cat was scratching and kept hitting one of my speakers. More spam. Yep, more spam here. Huh? This is... Wait. Does this sender line say World's Odyssey MGMT? The subject just says you've got an unread message. I should have turned the preview field on. I can't see what it reads inside. Looks like there's an attachment here. What the hell? It might be a virus, so I shouldn't open it, but... Pretending to have worked on World's Odyssey just to send an email to someone who actually worked on the game is so stupid. Wait a second. That's when I put my mouse cursor over to Cinderline. The email address being displayed was Sheena@WOD.com. This is from Sheena. Seriously? It was the test email for Sheena Namoya. The girl that had been presumed missing for over a year. I didn't care that it could have been spam. Or I didn't care that it could have been a spam email or some kind of prank. Without a second thought, I clicked it open. Why don't I get an email from her address? Huh? I just saw there was an attachment. Or just as I saw, there was an attachment. Couldn't figure out with its extension what it was. It was obvious that the file had been compressed. Tried my best to extract compressed files with a few basic expansion tools, but for whatever reason I couldn't open them. Even if I click on it, it won't open. Is it a strange zip file or something? I've never seen an email like this before. Try as I might, I couldn't open the attachment. My brain was being pulled from all directions. First the sender line, now this attachment. My frustration made my cheeks red. But there was nothing that I could do to open it. What proxy server could this have come from? All the servers should be shut down, or should be down. I was at a loss. My next course of action was to access the World Odyssey service, knowing full well they were probably deactivated. What? You gotta be kidding me. After we unplugged the server, the cache should have been emptied and deleted. How the hell is this happening? World's Odyssey? Hey, what's going on? The screen's becoming erratic. It's buggy as hell. This is bad. It was nowhere near this messy when I last touched it. How would any bugs be able to penetrate the firewall of a device that is shut down entirely? What if I open the control panel? Whoa, this is no good. The lines of code are totally jumbled. An entire year had passed since the incident. The disappearance of Shina Namoya. Of course, we had reported her disappearance to the authorities immediately, but never have I been satisfied with how they chose to close the case. We were close teammates who had worked with it in arm's length for 2 years. We struck a fine friendship, and I'm sure that she'd agree. Shina was wise beyond her years, but there were moments where her mind would drift off. The company had asked me to take Shina under my wing, so that not only would she be cultivating an understanding of our company, but she would also become an experienced professional, one that our company had planned on grooming to the highest echelon. When stresses from the job got the better of her, I'd noticed her slip over to the bathroom where I knew she'd cry by herself in the stall. However, it was always done discreetly, never getting in the way from her giving 100%. Her unbridled enthusiasm always surpassed our team's expectations, but what made her truly special was the sincerity in her work. I know because I spent nearly every day with her. Shina would never, ever walk away from a job without any explanation. This game was her life, her legacy. It's hard to imagine anyone walking away from it without any care or remorse. There has to be something fishy behind her sudden disappearance. Nothing else makes sense. The police didn't share my conclusion. They were more invested in the belief that she willingly ran off instead of something more nefarious. As Sumika mentioned, I've been feeling hollow ever since. All I wanted was an answer, something that makes sense of the tragedy. I even thought I could hire a private investigator, but both her parents had passed away and she had no other surviving relatives. For anyone else, that would have been enough reason to leave it be. But neither Simika nor myself were willing to do so. Even as the two of us set about cleaning out her vacated office. We will find Sheena. Wait a minute. Says there's one active player moving in the server. That's impossible. Maybe if I check on the player log, I can see the screen name or something. Account name Sheena. Status active. Last online 3 minutes ago. Sheena? Are you in there? Oh, I must have collapsed from the fatigue after trying to escape the palace. Sorry, Mizanashi. I fell asleep. Huh? Mizanashi? He's being unresponsive again. Does that mean he logged out and hasn't returned yet? I'm in. Yes, it has to be. These are the plains of World Odyssey. Right now, I'm sitting in front of Hardus Palace. Yo! Ah! You scared me. Oh, are you? I'm Mr. Enigma. Your voice. Might you be Mizanashi? Yeah, it's me. Don't you recognize my skin? It's our company mascot, Mr. Enigma. Of course I do. He's so cute. Why are you using another character's skin? Well, I figured that chatting with you might be difficult if it was just my voice. So having a visual component would help. Besides, this character gives me access to parts of the code that I can't normally touch. Admins use this skin to crack down on troublemakers. In order to help you, I need to be able to identify the errors in the code directly. This way, I can make changes in real time. Kind of perfect, don't you think? Tech savvy as always, Mizanashi. I think it's a terrific idea. There's one catch though, because I'm an admin character, I'm not allowed to participate in battle. What? Don't stare back at me like that. Can't help it. I'm impressed by the level of graphical detail of Mr. Enigma. Thanks. I see you to mention it. Alright. Let's try and make sense of what we know at this very moment. Your name is Sheena Namoya. You are currently playing a game which you helped create. You remember that much, right? Yes. So about your body in the real world. What's the matter? You're blushing. Don't put it like that. It sounds so perverted. I'm more than just a body, Mizanashi. What? A body is a body. How else should I describe it? Oh. If you don't like me referring to you as a body, then how about true form? No, body is fine. Alright then, going back to the subject at hand, judging by your responses, it seems that you don't know where you are. Why is that? I wish you could tell me. It's disorientating for sure. This world feels more akin to reality than any other at the moment. If I look to my right or to my left, I see textures of World Odyssey's environment. I can feel the wind grazing my palm. Well, it's VR, so wherever you are, the real you should be wearing the white rabbit on your head. White rabbit? They're goggles that are optimized for games which have what we refer to as the Alice engine. The primary selling point is that it induces a dreamlike state for its wearer. Reality becomes indistinguishable from VR. A dreamlike state? Maybe I can see for myself, huh? What are you doing over there? I'm trying to find a way to remove the goggles. How do I take them off again, Mizanashi? Well, in order for VR work, the game requires all your brain's conscious energy. You can't move until you wake up. Really? Don't tell me you forgot. I'm sorry, my memory is still so hazy. Hazy, huh? I wonder if her subconscious had trouble sorting her long-term memories with the experiences she made in the game. Sheena, do you have any inkling as to when you first started playing World's Odyssey? Nope. Every time I shut my eyes and try to recall my past, everything goes blank. The only thing I do remember is coding World's Odyssey with you and the rest of the team. If I focus too much on it, I feel nothing except for dark, frigid loneliness. For a long time, I couldn't find anyone to talk with. Our prevailing sentiment was that I felt scared to death. I see. Sheena, listen to me. In the real world, you've been missing for over an entire year. Missing? What? Is that true? Yes. Yeah. We immediately filed a missing persons report with the authorities. Tokawa and I had initially figured you were involved in some kind of incident, so we've taken it upon ourselves to search for you. I should have asked you this straight away, but was the choice to go missing of your own volition? I have no clue. It's tough for me to imagine how I got here in the first place, much less who's responsible for it. I see. We were worried sick, having considered all the possibilities to a dizzying extent. If her resounding sentiment was, in fact, fear, perhaps she experienced some form of intense trauma that scarred her memories, making them inaccessible for the time being. I can't help but wonder what kind of incident might have left her in this state. You see, even what I retained of the real world, or even with what I retained of the real world, somehow it doesn't feel as tangible as anything I've seen in this world. Sure, I remember sitting next to you with my cup of coffee, working on lines of code, but I remember the sights and smells of walking on a meadow in the World's Odyssey just as vividly. Might have something to do with the Alice Engine's artificial intelligence control kicking in. What? I have a suspicion that the game has identified you as an anomaly and is trying to erase you, or is trying to assume control of your character. Please don't tell me that. Just kidding. It's impossible for the AI to assume control of human consciousness as easily as I suggest. Why do you keep hugging me? Because you're so adorable! Adorable? Come on! Oh! No! It wasn't like that! I was talking about Mr. Enigma, not you, Mizanashi. Don't worry, Mizanashi. I don't find you cute. I wasn't fishing for compliments, but for her to do a 180 so adamantly is disconcerting on its own. In any case, let's focus on locking you out of here so that you can wake up in the real world. Something unnerving is afoot, though. The enormous hole in the sky has unleashed a chain reaction of bugs all over the game. I see, so the hole in the sky was a bug. Where'd it go? Where'd what go? I've been trying to access the master UI panel to initiate manual user logout, but the menu is nowhere to be found. I must be mistaken. There's no way that's possible. Wait, you're right. I can't perform the function on my end either. Do you think the bugs have something to do with it? We can't rule out the possibility, but our predicament could be more dire than we had originally anticipated. Meaning? In the same way that our names were somehow blacklisted in the in-game chat function, I see other signs of third-party tampering in our code. Are you telling me that we've been hacked? Well, that's my guess, Al. Well, that's my guess. Even so, whoever it is, this person is in the know to the identity of the main programmer and the director of one of our unannounced titles. Blacklisting the two of the key developers for this game before its release is a little suspicious, don't you think? My hair's standing just thinking about it. I mean, given that the World's Odyssey servers are running when the project was halted over a year ago is a major red flag. So long as the source code is vulnerable in someone else's hands, we need to log you out as soon as possible and bring you back. But how the hell am I supposed to escape this world? I have no idea where I am, how I got here, or how to log out. Wait a minute. What about that failsafe function, remember? The ending engage? What? You're right, I totally forgot about that. The beautiful thing about World's Odyssey is despite it being an MMORPG, there is a definitive end to it all. I wanted the players to return to reality in sheer awe of what they saw. An experience unlike anything they'd ever seen before, right? Our wish was for our designs and our stories to inspire gamers in the same way that we were inspired. Breathless and ecstatic. Yes! I can't help but feel infuriated for now. This is our only option to get you out of here, but for the time being, it'll have to do. So let's head to the Phenomet world to destroy the final boss and catalyze the ending engage. Got it. Alright, I'm starting to feel like myself again. If I can clear the game and log out, then I'll wake up in the real world in no time. I could finally see Tsukima and Lydia again. And you too, Mizanashi. Right. I'll be right beside you until the very end. So don't worry about a thing. Our next destination, the mystical sky capital, Odysseia, right? You know the way there, right? Of course. Helped create it, after all. Okay. Antidote enemy.
In order to reach Odysseia from Hardis, we'll have to travel to Sturful, the kingdom by the sea.
Then let's part ways for now. While you head there, I've got some investigating to do on this side.
What? You're leaving already?
Oh, Sheena, I'm gonna give you one warning for while I'm gone. Don't die, alright?
Huh? What do you mean?
It's a miracle that the server can run at all. The world is swarming with so many bugs that it's impossible to parse through the code. In fact, I'm holding my breath as I speak with you under fear that our connection could be cut off at any second. If you're ever killed in battle, or if you jump to a save point prematurely and hit the load function, there's a chance that it'll send a faulty signal to the server, which can reset our cache and disable our communication. Once we're cut off, there's no guarantee that we'd be able to connect once again.
In other words, I would have to navigate my way to the end of the game on my own.
Yes, I implore you to use extreme caution while you're in-game. By your own estimate, this game should require a minimum of 50 hours to clear the main storyline, right?
Well, if we include breaks and potential side quests, then it could take far longer.
While you're in there, you'll have to complete all the necessary side quests to access the true ending and initiate the ending engage. It'll be a pain in the ass, but being thorough while we can't access the manual logout screen is our best shot at the moment.
Got it. I'll do whatever it takes.
Cool. I'm gonna analyze some asset files for Odysseia and get back to you. In the meantime, you won't be able to reach me. Sorry.
It's fine.
Don't look so worried. I'll have my laptop on me the whole time. I'll be checking in on your progress as often as I can, okay?
One thing. What would happen if your PC were to enter sleep mode? Would that cut off our line of communication too?
Is this your sly way of asking me not to let my laptop enter sleep mode? You worry too much. Anyway, I'll be on my way. See you later.
Oh. He left. Jeez, that guy really travels to the beat of his own drum. Someone could use a lesson on how to treat women.
I looked at the palace. Bad memories came flooding back to me as I ran back outside. We're going to end this one here. I know it's largely a lot of cutscene. Don't want to do another hour long. We're 36 minutes in, so I'm going to end this here. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and comment down below and share this video with your friends. And until next time, take care.